Rodgers rips one into the night, deep into right, way
moves to the right, it goes directly to Clement. Clement reverses it, and the pass goes into the end zone.
To Nick Foles.
It's a touchdown by Nick Foles.
He scores! Keith Prino is able to win it, and the Flyers win the title.
Can he get it off? Yes! And the Sixers win it!
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back and we are better than ever. We have a few new faces and a few old. No, I mean, not really new. Everybody here has been on at least once before. But join with us fairly regularly. We have Mr. Ryan Swift over at BSing Sports. Ryan, how we doing, brother?
Good. Exhausted, but you can't ever talk about this upcoming game too much. This matchup, best two teams in the NFL, in my opinion.
Damn straight they are. Should be a good one. And fellow exhausted sports reporter with you, we have Mr. Jason Voorhees, has his hands dipped in a little bit of everything and does a great job with all of it. How we doing?
What's going on, man? Thanks again for having me.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I haven't slept in 3 days, man. This game is like, it's all I can think about.
No, exactly. Sorry. Had the old Madre texted me real quick. And then even the best for last. You all know him as Hydro. We know him as Eagles fan, Eagles angry fan, hangout podcast host. How we doing, Hydro? I really
doing good. They've had me on. I'm so excited. Yeah, I can't wait for this game tomorrow. It's probably going to be the biggest game in NFL history tomorrow.
No, hell yeah. No, man, it's counting down the days. I woke up today and I swore it was Sunday. I was like, man, when's kickoff? And I was like, well, shit, that's tomorrow. But gave me plenty of time to drive up to PA, place a few parlays. I know I was, if anybody listened, I was one measly leg short of $26,000. But we've got a few puppies out there to try and make up a little ground. You guys place any good parlays this week?
Myself, no.
Yeah.
Jake, I've been laying off the betting lately.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. You're not going to hear me give anybody any shit for not gambling or anything. I'm just betting with my winnings. I'm not depositing any extra. Just trying to do it responsibly, which we encourage everybody to do. If you're going to bet, please bet responsibly.
Dude, when you sent me that message, when I saw that you literally were that close, I almost cried for you. I'm like, oh my God. 25 grand, like I think the most I've ever won on a bet was like 500, which was a couple years ago. But 25 grand, woo, man.
Yeah, I'm not that lucky. I'm not that lucky.
Yeah, I don't bet on the Eagles just because I feel like if they lose and I miss my bet, it's a double L. So I stay away from Eagles games, but I got my DFS lineups, high stakes contests this weekend. So
there you go. Well, we've got some stakes here. We have one of the two winners, as Sean isn't able to join us tonight. But Ryan was the winner of last week's over/under, tied with Sean with 15 out of 20. That's some pretty good numbers there. 15 out of 20 got correct. So we have placed a $50 donation to Wounded Warriors in him and Ryan's name. And we're doing another donation. Winner of the over/under, which we'll obviously know following tomorrow's game, we will make another $50 donation to their charity of choice. Jason, you are the freshest to the group. We will start with you. Changed up. A lot of these you'll see are similar from last week. Changed up a few things based on matchup, just on a number of other things. But left Hurts passing yards the same. So we're starting with Jason and the Jalen Hurts passing yards over under 234.5.
I mean, I'm definitely smashing the over. I think this is going to be a passing game. I've projected that. Obviously the Niners are known for the run defense, and I think we saw last week the Eagles are very good at scheming to the opponent's weakness. And 49ers are definitely weak on the pass, so I'm smashing the over. I think I'm looking towards 275 to 300 on passing for Hurts. So
Can't be mad at that. Can't be mad at that at all. I apologize for everybody for my terrible audio quality. I didn't have my mic on. That's on me. That's Donovan Chestpat, just like last week. That's on me, guys. That's on me. That's on me. But no, man, I'm echoing you. I'm just gonna throw mine in real quick. It's got to be a passing game, and with how great this defensive line is for the Niners, specifically in run block or not run blocking, just run stuffing. It's going to be tough sledding with the legs, and so it's going to be airing it out, because the one thing that you can pick apart, like Coach Joey so eloquently stated on last week's episode or yesterday's episode, in explosive plays allowed, they are 31st in the NFL. In explosive plays, we are first in the NFL. So if we get a little bit of time for Jalen Hurts, be looking for him to air it out and air it out deep. Hydro, heading to you.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with the field on this one. I'm going to have to go over. I think that's going to be a passing game, and they allowed one of the most explosive plays in the NFL. So I think Jalen Hurts, like you said, they're going to be concentrating more on stopping the run. They're going to leave them explosive plays open.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Ryan?
I'm taking the over as well here. So
let's go for a table win, folks, huh?
Yeah, I don't think it's talked about enough, because the pass rush kind of covers up the flaws there a little bit, but there's definitely a weakness, and I mean just like comparatively to the NFL in the San Francisco 49ers secondary, it's just covered up. There's two things they're susceptible to. It's mobile quarterbacks and the big play, so I'm taking the over here.
Now, unlike a lot of Niners fans who I've seen, and I will talk a little shit here, and they seem to be very unrealistic, and they need to just tether their expectations. They're talking like it's just going to be a complete blowout. Like, if that was our situation, if roles were reversed and we had a rookie 7th-round pick, like, you'd hear everybody talking like, man, like, team's good, but, like, this is going to be tough. Rookie quarterback in this situation. They're going completely blind to it. They're like, oh, are you kidding me? He's won 6 straight. Like, we're good. We beat them in every aspect of the game. Like, I'll be realistic. That is technically their weakness, but it's not a terrible secondary. Like, we still need to do our best to go out there and perform. Obviously, that's a stupid thing to say, do your best. But you still need to go out there and perform to have any kind of realistic expectations of putting up points on this defense. But I fully have those realistic expectations of doing just that. But until the end of the episode, when I'm a couple more beers deep and then I say birds by 30, I'm going to say it's going to be a great game. Like Ryan said at the start of it, this is 2 of the best teams in the NFL. And you're going to see it play out just like that. I do think the Birds will win. I have them winning by over 1 possession, but it's going to be a great game. And for those tuning in, I see in the comments there, we are giving away $50. We have the over-under here. All you got to do, screenshot the thing, send us your over-under, and the person with the most correct answers, not against us, it's just against other listeners, gets $50. Easy enough. Jason, heading right back to you. Hurts rushing yards, 44.5.
So to my earlier point, obviously it's going to be a passing game. I do think Hurts will run the ball, but I think he'll still be in kind of line of what we saw last week, and we saw 9 for 34. I'm going to go with the under just because I don't think he will need to run, to that, unless the only way I could see that becoming different is if we somehow are down in the game and and late and he has to make some explosive plays.
Yeah.
So,
if we are going to succeed in the run, I think it would be Hurts that does it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, because as Ryan said, they are susceptible to mobile quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan, you pointed out Mariota had, 50 on him?
Yeah, he went for 6 carries, 50 yards. The Falcons as a team ran for 168 on him.
Yeah.
I mean, 4 losses. Russell Wilson early in the season when we all thought he was still mobile. Patrick Mahomes, the Atlanta Falcons, and I forget who their 4th loss was, but it was to another mobile quarterback. Justin Fields, the Bears. They lost to the Bears.
Well, let's make it a 5th right here. Hydro, 44.5 rushing yards, Hurts.
I think I'm going to go over with this one because they rank they didn't play well against the top rushing offenses in the NFL this season. So like the top 5 rushing offenses, they allowed over 100 yards rushing, and the quarterbacks, like you said, got over 50 yards rushing in those games. So I think Jalen Hurts going to have at least over 50.
Hey, I like it. I like it. Ryan, are you sitting similar with the same thoughts?
I think this is a great line, but I am going to take the over. Not easily, but I agree. I think somewhere around 50 yards. Look, Justin Fields ran the ball 11 times on them, and in that porous conditions type of situation where it was just torrential downpours all game, so he didn't result in the yards. But I could see Jalen Hurts easily running the ball 11 times on them if they're going to make it that easy. So, and if Jalen Hurts is running the ball 11 times, I think he can clear 44.5 yards. So, give me the over.
Yeah, I just see him not needing to. I see him being such a good passer. I mean, people are just overlooking nationally and even locally. People want to talk about his incredible legs, which are incredible, but the jump this guy has made as a passer with the addition of Arthur Juan Brown and just the continuing development of Devontae Smith, like he is a precision passer right now. Dallas Goedert out there as well. So I think he easily could. I just don't think he's going to need to. I'm going the under. Not like, again, he could run for 20 yards a clip if the play call was right, but I just don't think it'll be called upon, and I don't think they're going to want to force him out there to run if not needed. But regardless of that, I do think if it's within 2 yards of goal to go, he's getting the ball and he's sneaking up the middle. So that's going to easily kind of put me right in the over category of Hurts total touchdowns of 2.5, because he's getting at least one rushing. I mean, you can lock in a plus 135 on a Hurts anytime touchdown score all day long. Ryan, I'll send it right back to you for 2.5 total touchdowns for Hurts.
I'm going to take the over here, despite the fact that I think the score is going to be a little bit lower scoring than probably most people. I think that Jalen Hurts, through the air specifically, but like you said, he's going to vulture those goal line touchdowns. I think that he can get all 3 of those touchdowns that I predict they will score.
There you go. There you go. Jason?
So my game prediction is Eagles 27, Niners 17. So I definitely have Hurts with 3 TDs. I have 2 passing TDs to A.J. Brown and a rushing. So
there you go. There you go. Getting in on a little plus 700 2-time touchdown scoring A.J. Brown. I like that.
Absolutely.
I like that a lot.
He's going big.
Oh, we talked about it in our episode. Like he's going nuclear this game. Hydro?
Yeah, I agree with Jason. I think he's going to have at least 3 touchdowns. 2 of them going to be passing, one's going to be run. But I think he's going to have 1 to AJ and 1 to Devontae Smith. I think they're both going to eat in this game.
Nice. Well, right over to AJ, receiving yards. He's got at least 1 touchdown. If you listen to Jason, he's got at least 2 receiving yards. Is he getting those long yardage, getting a lot of targets? 74.5. Oh yeah, I need to tell somebody to go. That's right. That's on me. That's another Donovan moment. Ryan, 74.5.
I agree with everybody's take. I think that this is an A.J. Brown game. Not that I don't think Devontae Smith or Dallas Goedert will have decent games, but I think with the amount of man coverage I expect to see the 49ers run, I imagine that there's going to be a spy, which in turn will result in man coverage. That's an A.J. Brown thing all the way. I don't think that there's a cornerback on the outside that they have that can cover A.J. Brown one-on-one in man. So give me the over.
Ryan, the president of the Overs Club today. Hydro, you're sitting there right there as VP.
Yeah, I'm going over with AJ Brown. I think he's gonna have a big game. I mean, if you look at the Seattle game, DK Metcalf had a big game. Dallas, CeeDee Lamb. Even though I kind of compare CeeDee Lamb to Devontae Smith, but he's of course their AJ Brown in their offense, so he's gonna have a big game.
That's an excellent point. Jason, obviously, if he's got 2 touchdowns, he's getting at least 74.5.
Yeah, I actually have him go for 150. So I'm looking at a monster. I'm telling you, he's gonna go off.
This is the Eagles Titans. This is like the Eagles Titans game.
After so early in that season when he did go off, that previous game to that, he had one of his worst games, and that's why I really believe. And I know, like they were saying, there was question about if I know he's not on the injury designation, but I know they had said something was wrong with his hip.
Yes.
But listen, man, it's playoff time. I saw his tweet to Jalen Hurts about, who would have known that we'd be here playing in the NFC Championship game to go to the Super Bowl. So I think it's going to be the old boys network out back together again, and they're going to be on fire.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I can't go against it. I'm right in the same mindset of you all. Like he's gonna have an incredible game. He's gonna go nuclear. I mean, impromptu. This one doesn't count. How many defenders does he point at after scoring at least 2 touchdowns? Over under 1.5. I think we're all taking the over there. Devontae Smith receiving yards, another incredible receiver, surpassed 1,000 receiving yards.
Real quick on AJ, I was on a San Francisco 49ers talk show 2 days ago, yesterday, one of those days, early in the morning. And the 49ers fan base seems to be making quite a big deal about AJ Brown's sideline spat during the game last week. So,
I mean, I made a big deal of it at the time, but it also cost me $26,000. So I felt like I was justified. They can just shut the fuck up. Devontae Smith, the Slim Reaper, brought him up to 69.5. Last week, I believe we had him at 64.5. But again, I feel pretty strong this is going to be a pass-heavy game. And obviously, he being the number 2, and depending on the week, he really is the number 1 out there half the time. 69.5 yards. Hydro, starting with you.
This is a difficult one because I think Goddard's going to have a more difficult game because they have pretty good coverage linebackers on their defense.
Yeah, they do.
So I think they're going to keep Goddard probably more in check than Devontae Smith. So I'm going to say over for Devontae.
Keeping the over train rolling. Chugga, chugga, choo, choo. I'll go ahead. And I am going to say under, but barely. I'm talking like 68. Maybe even 69. But it's going to be right stinking there. I just see AJ Brown. I'm kind of not quite at the 150 camp with you, Jason, but I see AJ Brown getting 12 targets. And there's just only so much that Devontae Smith is going to do with his 7 or 8 targets. And I think it's going to be a lot of sideline grabs where doesn't have the opportunity for yards after the catch, just relying on his unparalleled field awareness to just get 2 feet in bounds and move the chains. So I see a lot of 8-yard catches from him without the opportunity of a whole lot of yak. Jason, speaking of you.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I love Devonta Smith, but I think
you have to.
I think if you've watched this team, you see that it's every week it's somebody different. Like it doesn't always have to be one guy. And yes, the ball does get spread. But as I said, I do believe with AJ going nuclear, obviously I said 150. I'm going to say Devonta Smith will be under, but I agree with you. It will be like barely under.
Yeah.
Maybe 50 to 60 yards. Last week he had 61 to lead the team. Obviously, that was a rushing game.
Yeah. Any under I have for the Eagles, I would love to be wrong. Like, Ryan, the man who is never wrong.
I'm going under here as well, and I agree with the take of just barely. I do think that the volume in the pass game will be there. However, between what I believe Hurts to have a decent rushing game and A.J. Brown going off as well, I believe that he just misses.
Yep. Ryan, we're going to stick right there with you with Goddard. Same 69.5. Feel pretty bad. This should have been a different line. I feel like going to see a lot of U's on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to comfortably take the under here, and that's no disrespect to Dallas Goedert, but they do have the best linebacker duo in the NFL, arguably. And the good news with that is they have a tight end, unlike most other teams in the NFL, that they absolutely have to keep an eye on. So if you're using one linebacker to potentially spy Hurts and the other one to cover Goddard, that's going to leave the middle of the field open quite a bit because the Eagles can do that to you. So either you're covering Goddard, you're watching Hurts, you've got Sanders to watch out for. So there's some flexibility there. It's no disrespect to Goddard at all, but I just think the game plan and the talent that San Fran has defensively doesn't spell a Goddard game for me.
No, I'm with you. Hydro?
I don't know. Hey, Pascal was on his way to 100 in the last game.
Yeah, man, you almost got it. You were 97 yards away from passing 100. You were damn close. But, hey, he outsnapped Quez, so that's all we can ask for.
Yeah, he did.
As long as he keeps doing that. Yeah, I can't stand Quez Watkins.
Yeah, I have to go under on here. Like I said, they have a good linebacker core. They can cover. They're really good at coverage. So
Yeah.
they're going to keep a good eye on Goddard during this game.
No doubt. And Quez, if you're watching, please prove me wrong. Go for 200. I don't care. Do it.
Yeah. Oh no. Like,
Yeah, no. Whoops. Quez, I love you, man. Just not really. Jason?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm going to go with the field here. I think, I love Dallas Goddard once again. I think their linebackers are the strength of the 49ers. Obviously, Nick Bosa, but, other than Bosa, I think their linebackers are pristine, top tier. And I don't think Goddard will be shut out or shut down, but he's not gonna reach the 69 threshold. So.
No, I feel like I should have had it at 59.5 or even 54.5 would be a little more accurate. But talking on our episode this week about Goddard and possibly bringing him in as an extra blocker on a number of plays in case they do start getting through Lane or Mailata, as Bosa will most likely be on the left side. And if Lane does have any kind of flare up or anything. But Coach also brought up a great point of like, look, you have him in as a blocker. You leave him there sometimes entirely as a blocker. And then the defense doesn't know what to do because they have a guy specifically watching him. You do that a couple times, then you have him block and release. It might open up some great gains for him where the defender is like, oh, I've seen this play. I'm going to drop back in coverage. We don't even have to worry about Goddard right now. He's staying as a blocker. So I feel like you guys are sitting more in like the 30 to 40 yard range. I also think he's going to have a pretty good day, but I am going to take the under. But again, I think if I had it at 54.5, I would have taken the over. I'll put it to you that way.
He'll probably be at 54.
I would have taken the under there as well. I think that would have been a pretty good line, though.
Yeah, it should have been 54.5. But you win some, you lose some. Kenny G, baby, 112 on the ground last week and a score, almost a 40-yard score. The kid just delivers anytime he's given the ball. Last year, I know 40% of his carries either were a touchdown or a first down. And I know this year it's a very similar stat. Hoping that we don't have to compile those stats for another 3 weeks. But I've got Kenny G touchdowns 0.5. I'm taking the over here, and I feel very confident about it. In a couple of my parlays, I have him as an anytime touchdown scorer. I feel like there's way too much value there and not having him in there. But Hydro, what are you thinking?
Man, I think it just depends because if we get inside of 10, they love to run Kenny.
Oh, yeah.
They love to run him inside of 10, either him or Hurts. So I'm going to go over on this one because I think we get inside of 10, it's either going to be Hurts or it's going to be Kenny.
Let's hope so. Jason?
Yeah, I think I'm comfortable going with the over. I mean, because the bottom line is, it's not a yardage total here we're talking about.
And he's a receiving back. Like people need to put that into perspective. It's not rushing touchdowns, it's total touchdowns.
Yeah, so I'm comfortable.
Ryan?
I'm gonna go under here. Obviously hoping that I'm wrong, but just with the score prediction that I have and Jalen Hurts being as involved in the game plan as I predict he'll be both on the ground and in the air, I see, maybe a short Goddard touchdown, an A.J. Brown touchdown, and a Hurts rushing touchdown. I don't have this being a high-scoring game at all, so I'm going to take the under here.
There you go. Well, unfortunately, in a recalculation of votes, Hydro has taken over as the president of the Overs Club. They stopped the ballot and they recounted. Hydro is the Overs Club president. Sanders total yards, that's rushing, receiving combined. I got 79.5. Hydro, president, El Prez. What are you thinking?
This is a tough one because the Niners average.
Anytime I hear somebody say it's a tough one, it makes me so happy.
They average 79 yards per game in rushing on that defense.
That's insane.
But
That's incredible.
I'm going to say he's going to be over, but probably not much. Probably like 85 yards or something.
There you go. I'm going to quickly go in there and just go under. Not a knock to him. I think the success that we will have running will be just with Jalen Hurts if required. Again, I don't think it'll be super needy. And then I think Kenny G, I'm high on Kenny G. I am. Again, 79.5 is still a high number, and he barely ever catches the ball. So 70 yards rushing from Sanders is going to be a great game. Jason?
Yeah, Jake, I'm kind of in the same camp as you. I don't see this being a huge game for Sanders. If he ends up with 60 yards rushing, I think we'll all be happy.
Oh yeah, that's a great game.
So
Because I don't see him getting more than 13 carries. So you get 60 yards on 13 carries. That's a great game. Ryan?
Yeah, I can comfortably take the under here too, and not comfortably as in he'll get like 30 or 20 yards. But Miles Sanders' specialty up until this season has been the home run threat, and his longest run of the year is 40 yards. So that's just not there. And against this tough defense, I see them taking an Atlanta approach. Right, Atlanta had three guys rush for 50 yards or more against them. Mariota, Caleb Huntley, and I believe it was Tyler Algier. So I could see Gainwell, Sanders, and Hurts mimicking something along those lines very easily with great efficiency because of Hurts' ability to run. So I think it's going to be under because of a diverse run game, not necessarily because Sanders is going to get 18, 19 touches.
Yeah. Sticking with you, Ryan, going over to the other side of the ball for the Birds, Hassan Reddick. I got a lot of shit last week when I had him at 0.5, so I upped it to 1.5 sacks.
I'm going to go even here. I say 1.5 is the perfect number, and because it's sacks, I can do that.
Yeah. Yes, you can.
I see him lining up on the right side of the offensive line a lot, against right tackle Mike McGlinchey, because obviously Trent Williams is a baller out there, his best left tackle.
Yeah, he seems to tend to line up on the right side.
Yeah, and that's where he lines up a lot anyway. Plus, if you watch, I said this on the show yesterday, if you watch the breakdown of Brock Purdy, he struggles to throw the ball when he's rolling to the left. So I would like to have the best pass rusher forcing him to roll left, which is Darius Slay's side of the field.
There you go. Hydro, 1.5 sacks, Hassan Reddick.
I'm going to say, I guess I'll be the odd man out. I guess I'm going to say over. He at least gets 2 sacks.
Man, sticking true to his title. The over club president. Jason.
I'm going to be bold here. I'm going over.
There it is.
I think Hassan Reddick he's been our best player on defense. I mean, what
he was a snub of Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous that he was not announced in that trio. I get, Nick Bosa, but I look at the overall body of work. Nick Bosa's got the sacks, and that's it. Hassan Reddick's been
forced fumble recoveries.
Exactly. So I could easily see. I think Purdy's going to be under pressure all game.
Has to be,
especially in that environment.
Yeah, we have to. Yeah, in order for us to win, we have to put him under a lot of pressure.
I'm just going to sneak myself in there with an even as well. Brandon Graham sacks. I'll start off. He's getting one. He's getting one easy. I don't know why I put one. He's getting over. He's over. Jason?
I'm going to say even.
There you go. I like it. Hydro.
I think I'm going to go even too. I think he's going to share a sack at least with Hassan Reddick.
I like it. And Ryan.
I'm going to go under here. Where Hassan Reddick's going to be on the right side. He's going to be on the left side. And, the fact that he might, him and Trent Williams are going to be locked in one-on-one. I think Brandon Graham can get some pressure, but I don't see the sack.
Well, a guy that should have a relatively easy go of it because the middle of their offensive line is really their weakest point on offense. Javon Hargraves. Again, I might have needed to put him at 1.5 because I think that's an overall day for Hargrave up the middle because they are very susceptible to a bull rush up the middle. Ryan, I'll start off with you. Javon Hargraves, 0.5 sacks.
I do see the over here as well. I think that the middle of this defensive line is really what's going to give these guys some issue. You've got Javon Hargrave, you've got Fletcher Cox, who seems to have life in the second half of the NFL season. So I think that those two boys are going to get after it.
Amen. Jason?
Javon Hargrave's been stellar this year. I don't think it's going to let up. I'm going over.
Beautiful. Hydro.
Yeah, I'm going to go over because he's going to bull rush in this game. I think last game against the Giants, they didn't do a lot of bull rushing because they wanted to contain Daniel Jones, keep him in the pocket. But Purdy, he's not mobile. He's not a good mobile quarterback. So they're going to do a lot of bull rushing to get at him.
And Hydro, sticking with you, total sacks for the Eagles, 5.5. Last week they settled, I believe, with 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna go under on this one. I think they're going to at least get 5 sacks.
Well, if they're at least getting that, then you're saying they're going to at least and at most get 5.
Yeah, they're going to get 5.
Nice. Ryan?
I see a lot of pressure. I don't see 5.5 sacks, so I'm going to take the under as well. But I think that the pressure could shake Brock Purdy, too. They don't necessarily have to get home in this game to make a difference.
Yeah. No kidding. Jason?
I'm going to go even.
Nice. And if the even hits, you get 2 points. We'll say it that way. Even hits, you get 2. I'm going to go over. I think they're getting there. I think they're getting home. Getting hot, getting heavy. 7+ sacks.
Oh, I love it. Spicy.
7+.
Jake,
everybody's getting in on it.
Question for you, because I was just curious. I know you said something about this last week. Do you think this is also going to be one of the games where the Eagles need to take the ball first and get out to a lead?
Less so than last week, but just because this team is more of a yards after the catch team. Last week they were a running team. I mean, Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, they had nobody as a wide receiver. This week, it's really just a yards after the catch team or yards after contact if they are running. So they're going to be passing it. They're going to be passing it short a lot. There's a reason why the Niners are one of the worst in red zone efficiency, because when it gets to the point of the field where Brock Purdy is truly required to drop the ball in a bucket as opposed to give it to his guy within 5 yards and let him get everything after the fact, he just can't do it. He's not that quarterback. It's an incredible story, Mr. Irrelevant. That's great, but he's just not that great of a passer. He's benefiting on insane yards after the catch guys, and he's just dropped into the perfect system. He's in any other team. He's just any other backup quarterback. And so, what was your question again?
Do you think the Eagles
I know, starting with the ball. I'm just messing with you. I'm not opposed either way. I'm really happy. I have nothing against them letting Brock start. I would probably actually lean towards deferring and just letting the link take over and have him go 3 and out and just have his morale just crushed from the very beginning, because every person sitting on that side of the field is going to be screaming, trying to get his attention all game long, just letting him know exactly how we feel about him. And so I'd love to get under his skin, get in his head early, and have him just get off the field right away.
small, I won't say that word, but they have a nickname for him that kind of sounds like Big Dick Nick. How about Small Cock Brock?
There you go. I like it. I'm indifferent. I'll put it that way. I don't think about cocks like that. Total interceptions for the Eagles defense. Have it at 0.5. Easy one for me. You look at this guy. He is throwing up lollipops that for some reason have Vaseline thrown on him while they're in the air, and the defenders just drop them. He should have had, in his 6 regular season games, he should have had 10+ interceptions. When pressure's on him and he doesn't have that first read, he is just chucking it up on a wing and a prayer, and is insanely lucky that it hasn't come down with a ton more. And with the pressure we're going to be getting on him, and with the coverage that we have in Darius Slay, James Bradbury, Avonte Maddox back in action, baby, best slot corner in the NFL, CJ Garner-Johnson going back to free safety, interception leader in the NFL, Marcus Epps laying the lumber across the middle of the field. He throws another suicide ball to George Kittle like that. Look, I'm not advocating for anybody to die, but he might get killed if he throws that suicide ball over the middle of the field again.
Hey, especially if Epps is back there, man.
Oh my gosh.
Epps loves laying out receivers, man.
Exactly.
Especially with honorary captain Brian Dawkins.
Yeah, are you kidding me? Weapon X might go out there and lay him out.
Oh,
Hydro.
Man. Oh, this is a definite over.
Yes, sir.
And that's the reason why I said under 5 sacks at the most, is because Brock Purdy he does not like to get sacked, so he's going to throw the ball.
Quickest time to throw in the last 6 weeks of the regular season. Yeah,
he likes to throw. He likes to get the ball out. If he's under pressure, he's just going to throw the ball, hoping one of his guys catches it. And a lot of those passes should have been intercepted in all the games he started. So I don't think we're going to drop that many interceptions in this game.
No, he throws a very pick-sixable ball too.
Oh yeah, GJ probably going to have he's probably going to have like at least 2 interceptions in this game if he does that.
Damn, Ryan.
I think you could change it to 1.5. I'd still take over. I do see multiple interceptions. He should have been picked off multiple times last week, where the difference between a Super Bowl caliber team and a divisional round exit is making those turnovers. And what do the Eagles lead the league in? Turnover differential. I see it again here.
Jason.
I'm going with the field. It's definitely going to be over.
Yeah, easy one.
I think he could even see a pick six.
He throws a very pick sixable ball.
Like,
oh yes,
it's funny that all the hype that Brock Purdy's got. And listen, we were on the Niners podcast last night, and listen, I give it up to the guy. Yes, he's been amazing. Sure. I mean, nobody's discounting what he's done, but like as you said, like you have to look at the reality and look at the eye test. It's not just the numbers; it's the eye test.
The eye test. Yes, that's what I always say.
That he is a game manager. I know a lot of people hate that word, but
he's a Kyle Shanahan quarterback.
Some type quarterback. He's not a guy that's gonna. He's got a popgun arm. He's not gonna beat you through the air. That's why he's successful with the 49ers, because they have the kind of guys that fit that mold perfectly. Deebo Samuel, CMC, all these guys, they all catch the ball out of the backfield. Even Ayuk. Ayuk is great at like running those intermediate routes. That's just what he is. He's a great receiver, but that's what he is. He fits that mold. So
he is in the perfect system.
Yeah. I think we're all
what's his longest pass?
Like through the air, it's got to be like 30 yards.
Yeah, I don't think it's that long, right?
No, I mean, I could be wrong. I haven't looked at like a deep dive into Brock Purdy analytics or anything like that, but I do look at his pass chart following the games. You see a ton in the middle of the field or the right side. Rarely likes to throw it to the left side of the field, and you see maybe 2 shots a game that are past 20 yards, maybe. A lot of those 0 to 10 yard passes, or right at the line of scrimmage, which would be 0. So, good job, Jason. This is a little fun one we did last week. Total passers in the game, 2.5
passers.
So trick play, like total people to attempt to pass on both sides of the ball.
Oh, that's a good one.
I mean, Christian McCaffrey's thrown a number of passes this season. The Eagles haven't really done any trick plays yet. You never know if they're saving them for that crucial time.
They disappointed me last week. I thought it was going to do.
Yeah, I thought for sure there's going to be a third.
Well, I'll just take a shot here. I'll go over.
There you go, Ryan.
I'm going under. I don't see too much trickery here. I think that this is going to be a pretty straightforward game.
There you go. Fair enough. Hydra.
Yeah, I think it's going to be under too. I don't think each team is going to take a chance in doing some kind of crazy trick play like that.
Give me the over. Niners are stupid. They try to do stupid things.
Shanahan does stupid things sometimes.
Shanahan's playoff play calling is always suspect. He's one of the best play callers in the regular season. Woohoo. Put that up on a mantle with all the other worthless awards. In the postseason, you see what happens. You saw
It's funny you say that, because on that same 49er show, I said coaching's probably an advantage to the Eagles here, because Kyle Shanahan is Kyle Shanahan's own worst enemy, and we've seen it both as a coordinator and a coach.
Incredible coach, but when the lights come on and all eyes are on him, national game, he just makes some decisions where you're like, now, why did you do that? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And I see him doing something like that. That's why I see him attempting a really stupid pass. And it might be their best pass of the game. Who knows? Purdy passing yards, 224.5. Now, remind you, the Eagles defense averaged allowing 179 passing yards per game this season.
Made that one easy.
Yeah, I did. So, Ryan, I'm going to just fill you in right there.
It's definitely the under.
Yeah, I'm going to throw that right there. All my parlays have under 220 passing yards for Brock Purdy. Jason.
I'm definitely going under.
This might end Hydro's. I mean, he's went under in 2 of the last 3, but this might add another under to his quiver there.
It's definitely going to be under. They average 230 as an offense, and we give up 179. So if you just average that out, he's going to be under.
Yeah. No, and I don't see that being very difficult. If I put it at 200, people would have said I'm crazy, but I think it's going to be closer to 200.
I would have said under that too, just as comfortably.
Well, 200, yeah, I would say under 200 too. I think he'll get 180. I think Daniel Jones had 130 last week, 135 or something like that.
Yeah, I cashed in on that. I took him under 200 as well.
Yeah, so he'll have under 200 in this game.
Nice. Jason, going to you. Christian McCaffrey, total yards, receiving and rushing, 99.5.
So this is a tough one because
it is.
CMC is like probably the most dangerous player on their team. Like he's the guy that scares me the most because I said between him and Kittle because Kittle does those seam routes, and even though our linebackers have been good this year, they're still not.
Kittle's 19 of 19 against the Eagles for over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns.
So I'm looking at CMC at 99 sitting there, and it's like, okay, well, if he gets 65 yards rushing and he gets 30 yards receiving, that's 100 yards. So I'm going to go over. I don't think you can give up yardage to CMC and still win the game. It's not like he's going to, but you know, I don't know. It's hard because we did shut down Saquon Barkley. So
yeah. Comeback candidate of the year. What a joke.
I know that. Oh, don't even remind
Geno
me.
Smith. What everybody? Yeah, what the hell did Geno Smith come back from? What did he come back from? Mediocrity?
Sucking. Yeah.
Yeah, like he came back from the bench. Brandon Graham has a injury that people never come back as strong from, and he has his best year of his career, and he's not even in consideration.
Yeah, out of all the slights we have, I think that's the worst one for me. That's the worst. I can live with everything else, like coach of the year, defensive player of the year, but comeback player of the year, no. That's PG.
There's no kind of definition. That's why it's so vague in that award that it really is like it's most improved. That's all it is. It's most improved. You know, and if it's as a result of an injury, great, they throw that in there. But Geno Smith, he's most improved.
This was the dude that was battling Drew Lock for his job in training camp and preseason.
Yeah. You know what? Like I said, get a few beers in me, get me towards the bottom of this list, and I'm going to start getting a little more crazy. He's going under. We're dominating every aspect of the game. Brock, you're telling me, I'm going to quote Coach Joey here. If you told me before the playoffs, before the regular season, hey, you're going in a home game in the NFC Championship, and you're going to be going up against a 7th round rookie quarterback, what are your thoughts? What are your confidence level? You're telling me any of us would be like, oh, I don't know, kind of scary. Shut up. You think Brock Purdy's coming into Philadelphia, and we all think he's going under 200 passing yards, and you think we're going to just completely be one-sided, shut him down, but let them run the ball down our throats in our home stadium in an NFC Championship game? Let me ask you this. What happened to the last team that put a jersey on Rocky? That just happened last damn week, 38-7. You know what happened in 2018 when a playoff team in the NFC Championship game put a jersey on Rocky? 38-7. You know what happened this week? San Francisco 49ers fan put a jersey on Rocky? 38-7. That's what's happening. Under. Unbelievable. Ryan?
I think it's a great line, but I'm going to agree with Jason here. I think you can give
you guys suck.
I also don't think Kittle's going to be much of a factor on the score sheet this game, so I think
I left him off here because I was scared about Kittle.
See, the difference between previous years is Kittle was going up against an Eagles team that didn't have 70 sacks and 4 double-digit pass rushers. So I think Mike McGlinchey is probably going to need a little bit more help on Hassan Reddick than a lot of people tend to think about. So Kittle blocks like a tackle. Go ahead and double-team Hassan Reddick, and we'll flip a coin between any of the other 4 guys because they run a 5-man front. Who would go after the quarterback? If we can eliminate Kittle's receiving from this game and make him a blocker, that is huge.
Oh, yeah. We can't, but that's huge if we could.
Hydro? I'm gonna be bold here. I'm gonna say under.
Yeah, it's not bold.
And the reason I say that because we shut down Saquon Barkley. I think to me, I think Saquon Barkley is a little bit more dangerous on the ground than McCaffrey. But McCaffrey's more dangerous coming out the backfield in the passing game. And I think if we shut McCaffrey down, he's the first player on that offense we need to shut down because Brock Purdy loves to pass to McCaffrey. He loves to pass to him. If he's under pressure, he's going to try to dish the ball out into the flats. He's going to try to hit him, on the screen or something. We need to shut him down. I think we're going to keep him under. We did Saquon Barkley last week, so I think we can do McCaffrey this week.
No,
you guys see big TJ Edwards games then.
Oh, TJ Edwards, they need to lock
exactly
him as soon as possible.
Kaiser White did a great job on Saquon, though. So
let me ask you this: which defense is better, the Eagles or the Cowboys?
Eagles.
Oh, Eagles better.
Did you hear them hyping that up as the number 1 and number 2 defense in the league last week?
Who? Eagles, Cowboys?
Yeah.
No, Cowboys, San Fran.
Yeah.
You shut your damn mouth.
Yeah, I had to tell a 49ers fan
we all
on
agree,
Twitter
we all
today.
agree Eagles are better
was
than the Cowboys at defense. Last week, Christian McCaffrey had a total 41 yards. I rest my case.
I think we're going to do the same thing the Cowboys did to McCaffrey.
I rest my case. And he's not 100% healthy. He has a calf strain. We talked to Dr. Mesa from our friends at Delaware Orthopedic Specialists. You see him on the bottom. Head on over to delortho.com or give him a call, 302-655-9494, to schedule an appointment with the only fellowship-trained doctors in the state of Delaware especially in the sports surgery area. And he's like, look, calf strain is not something you mess around with. Like, there's a reason he only practiced on Friday. Like, we all knew he was playing, and they were holding him out just to try and have him get healthier heading into this matchup. But a calf strain can be a very serious injury that really nags and limits you and limits your ability to really burst and do exactly what Christian McCaffrey does. Any other week, I love Christian McCaffrey. Had him on my fantasy team, helped me win this bad boy right here. You love it. But he's injured. He's coming to the link. It's a Birds takeover. San Fran tried to take over Xfinity Live, the joke of a sports bar that is. And it looked like a library in there. People just whispering to each other. I mean,
I thought they were having a visual in there or something.
Yeah, seriously. I want them all to come in their alternate black jerseys because they need to dress for their own funeral. Because that's what it's going to be. And I think we should come out in black jerseys just to honor their funeral. That's all we need to do. So, Christian McCaffrey, I take under, and I don't think it's going to be close. 49ers, total sacks on Jalen Hurts. Ryan, we'll lead it off with you. I have it set at 4.5.
Under pretty comfortably. I think, I referenced the Bears. I referenced the Falcons game a lot because I feel like the structure of those teams with the diversity of the backfield of the Falcons and the running ability of Justin Fields versus Jalen Hurts, I feel like those are the most comparable games. The 49ers had 2 combined sacks in those games.
Yeah.
I just don't see a lot of pressure with the mobile quarterback. I think this is a bad fit for what the 49ers do best in their pass game, which is get pressure on the quarterback.
No, I mean, look, you look at it. Nick Bosa, incredible talent, 18.5 sacks. Next closest, 5. That's all you got to say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's way under. I mean, if anything, I'll give.
It's negative. They're getting negative sacks.
I'll give them at the most probably 2 sacks at the most.
I like it. Jason?
Under, I have Mets 1 or 2 at most.
Yeah, 2 at the most.
Yeah. And it's going to be one of those stupid sacks where he just kind of trips. Jason, sticking with you. Niners total interceptions, 0.5.
I mean, Hurts loves to protect the ball. I mean, he's been super vigilant on, not throwing picks. I'm going to go under. I think he has, he has his moments, but yeah. I think this is a game where I think the crowd is just going to propel this team. I really do. Brian Dawkins,
they have to.
If Dawkins comes out on the field, like leading the team, like that would be insane. I don't know if that's
he
gonna
comes
happen.
out full uniform,
like,
Weapon X style.
Oh my god, dude! Like, forget about it. So yeah, I'm going under.
He comes out Weapon X. The rest of the team comes out
That's
in
a wrap.
Batman masks.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would be
The rest of the
excellent.
team come out in Batman masks. He comes out Weapon X. Oh my gosh. The link would go insane. Hydro?
I'm gonna say under too. I think Jalen Hurts, he's gonna do the same thing he did in this last game. He's just gonna protect the ball. I don't think he's gonna throw anything. If it's not there, he's just gonna throw the ball away. I don't think he's gonna put the ball in harm's way. So it's gonna be under.
Hell yeah. Ryan?
Control C, Control V for me, under as well. The Eagles' mantra is win the turnover battle, and that's how they're going to beat this team today or tomorrow.
Damn straight it is. And I will autofill everything on this one. Eagles wins. That's an overall day, baby.
Should keep track of our predicted scores at the bottom there.
Oh, of course. Of course. Mine. 7. Jason, you said 27-17.
27-17. Yep.
Ryan,
21-17.
boo. I mean, I'll take it. I don't care.
I'm gonna go 24-20.
I mean, y'all, so much disrespect. Oh, what a show! What a time! What a
Great
group!
time.
What a team!
Absolutely.
So,
And the winner of this game wins the Super Bowl.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, we were talking about that.
Well, I mean, the winner of this game is the Eagles. So
there's an old adage in the NFL that defense wins championships, and you've got number 1 and number 2 right here. So the real number 2, not the Cowboys fan generated, media generated number 2 defense.
yeah. No, I love the one tweet where it was like, even after last week, the Cowboys and the Vikings will still be higher on the power rankings than the Eagles.
Yeah.
Okay.
What Super Bowl do y'all want to see?
What's up?
No one likes us. We don't care.
Yeah.
Amen.
What'd you say, Hydro?
What's the Super Bowl y'all want to see? Super Bowl matchup.
I think we match up best against the Bengals, but I could also talk myself in 5 seconds into saying we match up better against the Chiefs. So, yes.
Yeah, I just want to see CEO Andy Reid back against us as a coach in the Super Bowl.
No, exactly.
That'll be great.
Yeah, I think that's my picks. Eagles, Chiefs. I think it's hard to bet against Mahomes, even with his injury. Like, he's almost becoming like Tom Brady. Like, and I get it. Last year, Burrow did beat him, but I just think Pat Mahomes is still on another level. Like, I think Pat Mahomes is here, and then you have Burrow, Allen, and Hurts, like right in that next.
Burrow's undefeated against Mahomes, man.
No, I get it. I think Mahomes is probably going to have that chip on his shoulder, and at the end of the day, I think Andy Reid, man.
The Chiefs will go as far as Mahomes and Kelsey take them.
Both are hurt, actually. I don't know if you guys heard Kelsey got hurt at the end of practice yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, his back.
Oh, dang. That's not good.
No, it is not. So starting with Hydro, going down to Ryan, then finishing with Jason. Tell everyone where they can find you at.
You can find me at Angry Birds Fans Hangout. I'm on YouTube. I mean, on YouTube. Yes, I'm on YouTube, but I'm also on Twitter at UMCIE, and I'm also on Facebook at Angry Bird Fans Hangout. You can catch me there. Send me messages, and I'll post my episodes from my podcast on Twitter. Also, you can catch me on Spotify, and most of the podcast platforms.
Oh yeah, Ryan.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at BSing_sports or my personal account, which is in the bio there. We are on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, and Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. BSing Sports Podcast.
Mr. Voorhees.
You can find me everywhere.
Yes, you can.
And nowhere at the same time.
Twitter, Mustang3651. You can find me on my podcast, Sports and Metal.
MySpace.
Sports and Metal podcast with Aaron. And then I'm also a member of DSM Media and Drunk on Broad.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And you know where to find us: YouTube, Spotify, Apple, 17 other podcast apps, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, and all that jazz as we are looking to do another giveaway shortly. I just re-upped the Talking 2 and 5 Sunday ticket package for the Phillies, so I know I gave out something like 20 Phillies tickets away last season. Looking to do something similar this year as well. Going to be doing some more Sixers giveaways, as we just sent a fan, 2 fans, to the Sixers Nets game on Wednesday. So definitely want to be following to make sure that you stay current and up to date for all the great giveaways that we're doing. And again, for any listeners that have tuned in, just go back into the show, look at what the over-unders were, send us yours before kickoff tomorrow, and the person with the highest score wins $50. Easy enough. Gentlemen, final thoughts. Go ahead.
I just wanted to shout out Jake. I want to shout you guys out. Honestly, you guys are amazing, underrated. I always say it, most underrated podcast. And I believe I was the first winner of your first giveaway.
You were. You won our very first giveaway, the autographed Asante Samuels jersey. We started the giveaways off with a bang, man. We started them off with a bang.
So,
yeah, and I'll give you a shout out as well, because you're the first podcast we have on our network. So, and there's a reason for that. I wouldn't say you're underrated, because I think you're the best Philly podcast in the area. Period.
Stop it.
Jake's gonna get all right.
I also agree, and I appreciate you having me on here.
No, man, it's been great. We had a lot of people reach out saying how cool it was, how much they enjoyed having everybody on. Hey, Jason, everybody obviously loves you, as you are everywhere. So looking to continue to do this. We'll do it in a couple weeks for the Super Bowl. So looking forward to that show. And like, it's always for a great cause. We try to give back as much as we can. I know on Veterans Day, we gave out talking $215 to the Travis Manion Foundation. And then we do a regular monthly donation to Wounded Warriors. And so the obviously Ryan won this past week. And so we are donating in his name and in Shaw's name to Wounded Warriors again. So we're going to continue to do that and benefiting great charities. And we love our veteran based charities as well over here at Talking 2 and 5. So yeah. Final thoughts? Anybody? Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go.